Hi everybody, I'm Matrix Andrea, and today we're going to continue our playthrough of Dark Souls 3, New Game Plus, and we're going to the Undead Settlement. So now we're finally back on track in the order that the game wants you to go in. So let me show my build. And if you look at my level, you see that I'm 150, but some of my stats don't match up. I started as a cleric, and I'm using the prisoner's chain so that I got a few more levels out of it. So that's why I was able to stop at 150 and have the stats that I have. Naturally, her vigor is only 35, her vitality is 24, and her endurance is only 30. But I use the prisoner's chain at all times so that I can keep my stats where they are. Alright, let's get moving. So you can see that these games, Demons, Dark 1 and Dark 3, love transporting you by either gargoyles or bat demons. Again, dogs are weak against fire. They flail around when you slash at them with it. And if you go back this way, there's a couple of more dogs and also some a hollow. So if you're going for the Lord of Hollows Inn and you need to talk to this guy, I'm not, and I'm about to be evil.
Undo my shackles. Undead for sport. Accursed champion.
He was looking for death, so that's what I gave him. Kind of a dick move, but I don't care. I don't like the hollows in this game. They're all a bunch of douchey liars. The Undead Settlement itself is not too difficult. All of the enemies can be rolled into and they'll stagger as soon as you do, so you can get free hits on follow-up. See that? So the Undead Settlement looks like people used to live here, but all of the worlds in Dark Souls 3 have basically gone to hell, so everything looks pretty rough and beaten down. I thought that it would kill them on New Game Plus. I guess they're too tough for that.
Oh, child.
Cleanse the bastard's curse.
She's so fat she staggered me when she stood up. Over there in front of that fire is Estus shard, so you can pick that up to increase your Estus uses. See, we're going to take a different path for the first and go rescue the pyromancer, Cornyx, I think his name is. If you go this way, you can find one of these guys with a cage on his back, and you can end up joining the Mad Phantoms. I can't remember what the name of that covenant is. I take it everybody that's watching this has played before, so I don't need to go off and show it. Also, the boss in this area is optional. You don't even have to kill it before you go to the Road of Sacrifices, but we're going to fight him anyway. So the next bonfire is down here. Then we're going to go up top and kill these firebomb guys, and we'll rescue the pyromancer. I don't think I spoke to him last time. He gives you the welcome gesture, and I don't think I have that with her. Not on the PS5. So here he is, and I'm going to cut his dialogue out, so we'll take just a second. He offers to teach you pyromancy, but I don't have the stats for it, so I always just rescue him to be a good guy. See, and we're going to go back now because I'm going to take the other path. I like that lightning scales with faith in Dark Souls 2 and 3. And Dark Souls 1, when you had lightning weapons, they didn't scale with anything. So they were good for new game, but nothing beyond that. In this way, see, you can lock onto some of these cages, and that means that they're enemies. If you drop down this hole here, you can find the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant on this table. I think it's on this table here. And there's also Estus Soup right there to regain your life. Those enemies in the cages are pretty weak against thrust attacks, so a good R2 stab with a longsword does a lot of damage to them. So you can take the normal path down there, but then you've got one of those fat priest ladies that shoots gnaw at you. Or you can come over here and take a shortcut to go down. See if I can remember how to do it. And then you get invaded by Holy Knight Hodrick, but I've got my Astora Greatsword, so I know how to take him down. Funnily enough, I think you can still sit at the bonfire when he's invading. But I'm gonna kill him. He can parry you with his shield, but I'm using an ultra great weapon two-handed, so I don't have to worry about being parried. On starting, my gift was the young white branch, so I could come in here without the giant shooting arrows at me. So we'll let him do all of the dirty work for us. If you don't have the young white branch, he'll aim at you too and do damage to you if you're not careful. And the young white branch that I'm talking about is not the same as the ones you can pick up by that tree there. It's one he gives you as a gift, like when you talk to him for the first time, or the one you choose as your starting gift at the beginning of the game. If you make that jump over there where that body is, you can pick up another undead bone shard. That was lucky. The pitchfork guy probably would have got me if that hadn't happened. Whoops. Those guys can drop their weapon too. I believe it's called the harp. And in all the times I've played through this game, I've only picked it up once. So I'm going to go get the Road of Sacrifices bonfire, and we'll come back and we'll do the boss after I get finished with that. And we're going to meet, I can't remember if it's Sigward or Sigmire, this game's version of the Onion Knight. And he's quite a bit more helpful than the Onion Knight in Dark Souls 1. There's another shortcut down here, but there's a bunch of rats that you have to kill to get to it. Including a big rat that fog is masking. And you always get the blood bite ring from killing it, which is kind of annoying. I mean, I could understand if the game gave it to you when you didn't have it in your inventory at all, but it's really annoying to get it every time you kill this thing per playthrough. Because I always have to dump my excess equipment when I'm playing so I don't fill it up with a bunch of garbage. So these guys are going to follow me. Yeah, I'm going to go down. Maybe he'll go away after that. I'll go get the bonfire and then I'll come back up here and talk to him. And there's an Irithil Knight here too. So he's pretty easy to take out if you just wait for him to turn around and stab him in the back. By doing this, you can get the Irithil Straight Sword, which is an ice weapon. I see people using it from time to time, but it's not a very powerful weapon. The frostbite damage that it does is alright, but in general, the weapon itself is just not very good. So hopefully when I go back up, those big guys will be back to where they spawned from. Yeah, so now I'm going to go up and I'll catch the Onion Knight and talk to him and fight the demon that's out there. I can never remember which way to turn when I'm doing this, though. If you ride it all the way to the top, you can talk with the giant archer and get his young white branch. Alright, I'm going to cut the dialogue for the Onion Knight here. Give me just a second. Alright, so we're going to go down there and fight that fire demon. And it's weak against dark weapons, but it's also weak against the Black Knight weapon. So I'm going to use my Black Knight sword and see how much damage I can do to it. Alright.
No! You should have waited! Well, it's too late now. I, Sigurd of the Knights of Katarina, fight by your side!
So not too difficult, especially because he helps you. But now that I've done that, I'm going to warp back to a bonfire, and then we'll just go straight to the boss and fight the boss. The boss is weak against fire, so I'm going to use my Chaos Longsword, but let me cut the dialogue from the Onion Knight while I talk to him, so give me just one more second. By talking to the Onion Knight, you get the toast gesture and also the sleeping gesture. So that's a couple of things that you can get from him. Also, he gives you a sig brow, but now I'm going to warp it back to the bonfire, and then I'll just cut back ahead to where the boss room was so we can run straight into the fight. Give me just one more second. Alright, so here we are in front of the boss room, and we're going to go in there and kill this thing now. So basically for that boss, all you have to do is find the pustules and attack them, and they'll blow up and do significant amounts of damage to it. So you saw how I blew them all up, and then I killed it at the very end, doing the same to its hand. Let me see, there's a bonfire down here, and that's the only way to escape this place. If you don't join the Mad Phantom cult before you do this, then I think there's another way you can progress that quest line by doing Cirrus's quest, but you see that body next to me on the left, that's the guy that gives you the entrance to the Covenant. I guess that'll do for this video. That's the Undead Settlement, New Game Plus, and I'll see everybody again in the next video, The Road of Sacrifices. Thanks for coming with.